Okay, here's where the fun happens in the business plan. We get to figure out what we're trying to accomplish, that rudder on that sailboat, if you would. So I'm going to do a little scenario, pretend that I'm chatting with a real estate agent. We're going to build that list out. And we have to eliminate self-limiting beliefs. We have to eliminate, is this possible? Because what we're trying to see is what we want so we can backwards engineer the business plan. So I'm going to say, life was fantastic in 5 years. What would that look like? And then we start writing down the things we want to accomplish. And I wrote some things down here on this piece of paper that I'm going to use for illustration purposes. I would suggest you to do the same. But here's how this works. So say, what would you like to accomplish? If it was the most awesome things, what would your life look like in 5 years? Well, Dave, I would like to pay off my house. Well, how much do you owe on your house? And that's $700,000. So if you paid off your house in 5 years, that would be awesome, right? Yes, that would be awesome. And then I go through this and I wrote these down for illustration purposes. I have 2 children that I would love to send to college. They're teenagers now, and I'd like to put $100,000 in the bank for both kids. So I would like to have $200,000 in an account for their college. All right, so we got the house at 700. We have 200,000 for the children in college, and we have currently about $200,000 in debts between 2 cars, a boat, and some credit cards. Love to get those paid off so I could say my house is paid off and all my debts are paid off, and I have the college funds saved up for my kids. And then I would like to have 4 income properties is what I wrote down. 4 income properties, and these are $400,000 each, and I need the 20% to put down, so that's $320,000. So we have 700,000, 200,000, 200,000, and 320, and I would like to have 200 grand additionally in the bank account. Okay, well, let's write that down. And then I would like to take my family on vacations every single year for 5 years, and I want to spend about $20,000 on those vacations. So that's another 100. And let's go ahead and add up those things. And when I add up the 700, the 200, the 200, 320, 200, and 100,000, I come to $1,720,000. Understand the next step is we're going to have to pay some taxes. So I'm going to suggest you take that number divided by 0.65. So step number 1 is write down what you want to accomplish. Step number 2 is divide it by the tax amount. And I'm going to use 35%. You can use any figure that you want. For illustration, I'm going to do 35%. So I divide it by 0.65. And that comes up to $2,650,000. So if you had $2,650,000, you'd be able to pay your taxes and accomplish all those things in 5 years. Now, I also have business expenses. Now, we're doing the business expenses after we figure the taxes out. Okay, so because the personal is taxed and the business expense is not taxed. And we're figuring that you spend $5,000 a month on your business. So over that period of time, we're going to spend $300,000 on business expenses. And I add that $300,000 and it comes up to approximately, we're just going to round up here, $3 million. So at $3 million, you accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish. You paid your taxes and you covered your business expenses. One last step that we have to do. We have to add in your personal expenses. So we figured that it costs you about $7,000 a month to live. And if you had $7,000 a month, you'd have to have $10,000 to pay those taxes. So I'm going to figure $600,000 in addition over that period of time. So that comes up to $3.6 million. So if we had $3.6 million earned over 5 years, we'd be able to accomplish our goal. In the next step, we're going to go through and figure out how to accomplish that. And by the way, it's going to be easier than you may think.